Hello everyone, I'm Frederick Gomer and I'm thrilled to be here today in front of you virtually. Today is a very special day as we are celebrating the Global Women Supply Chain Leaders 2020, finally. So what does it mean to me? I'm clearly not a woman and not a feminist. I'm not even sure what being a feminist may even mean. But what I know is I've always been surrounded by women, growing with 4 sisters and now raising 2 daughters. So I believe this has shaped my perspective of the world in some ways. And in the end, I recognize the equality and full humanity regardless of the gender or the race. So the question of gender equality to me personally is irrelevant. However, when I look at the stats, 17% only of the chief supply chain officers are women. So there's a problem. And as a professional problem solver, I like to redefine the borders of what is possible. So I've decided with my team at B2G to do something about it. So I would like to welcome all of you to the Global Women Supply Chain Leaders 2020 Awards. And I shall leave the floor to Jay. Thank you.
Thanks, Frederick. Next, we are excited to welcome our keynote speaker to the award ceremony. She's a data science entrepreneur and founder of The Female Lead, a platform that celebrates women's stories and showcases the lesser-known success of women in order to support and encourage the next generation. She's also the author of the book The Female Lead, Women Who Shape Our World. Please welcome Ms. Edwina Dunn.
My name is Edwina Dunn. I'm co-founder of dunnhumby, pioneer of Tesco Clubcard and other global loyalty schemes. I'm now chair of data science company StarCount and founder of social enterprise The Female Lead. So let me tell you a little bit about my background and my passions, which are education, science and women.
So right at the beginning, I was a geography graduate, and I still think geographers make great data scientists. I started my career at US firm Californian Analysis Centers Incorporated, CACI, a business of 2,500 people, all in tech and software. My focus was in London. It was a geospatial startup. It was all about location analysis, who lives and works where. It's the geography of things, just like the Internet of Things, and equally important to unlocking the economic value of the UK, if not the world. It was incredibly entrepreneurial. I ran a team of 45 people in my 20s and became the youngest ever vice president. I simply loved my work. Then I found out that my equal was paid much more than me. My boss, when I told him, matched it in a heartbeat, but it felt unfair. I met my husband, Clive Humby, when I joined, a true techie. I discovered life was unfair once again when I got fired because he resigned. These were the good old days. But it turned out to be a good thing. We started our own business, dunnhumby. When Clive and I set up dunnhumby, I used to tell people that I worked with my husband. They would often ask, did I do the books for Clive? I laughed rather than cried. We launched and ran Clubcard for Tesco, which helped them double their market share and propel them to market leadership in just under 3 years. It was revolutionary. And then we did the same for retailers and consumer product companies around the world, including the mighty Kroger in the US. We grew our business to 1,500 people globally. It became a $1 billion business. And right in the middle of this, we had our children. Not planned, not good timing, but one of the best things I ever did. By the time we sold dunnhumby to Tesco in 2011, it was 50-50 men and women, despite being a male-dominated tech industry. Despite being a male-dominated tech industry. Then I was supposed to retire, but my enthusiasm for data, insight, and consumer behavior remains, so too my concern about how many industries remain male-dominated. Today I'm going to talk about my work as a social entrepreneur. 5 years ago, I started a charitable foundation called The Female Lead. Why? Well, I built my career in a male-dominated world. Retail was and still is a very male boardroom. I wanted to break down some of the barriers around careers less likely to attract women, like technology. I genuinely believe you can't be what you can't see. And this inspired me to start my project, The Female Lead. By showcasing amazing, diverse women shaping the world today, my hope is that girls and women will grow in self-belief and confidence and see that no one is born great. There are struggles all the way through. It requires passion, resilience, hard work, and above all, a determination to never give up. We start by asking questions and building evidence. First of all, we turned our attention to young girls. We wanted to research 14 to 17-year-olds and the impact of social media. We discovered that girls regularly consumed as much as 6 hours of toxic social media feeds every single day. Teens themselves call these cringe binges. So by changing the mix of content for girls to include some real women, not just celebrities and fashion icons, The Female Lead saw extraordinary improvement in girls' well-being and mental health. By encouraging each of them to follow 3 to 4 new women, we were able to tap into girls' real interests, be that career, sport, or personal goals, and to introduce them to real women living successful lives in that field. From the research, we created a campaign called Disrupt Your Feed. We disrupted Instagram's algorithm and delivered good content. From this, we saw that girls' confidence was not only boosted, but their ability to take control of their own lives improved. And they were able to visualize a career and a path forwards. We created a social media pledge, We Rise by Lifting Others. It's already reached 18,000 schools, 20 million people, and has an average of 25 million impressions per week. We will continue to collect feedback from our millions of online followers, exploring how they feel about current events or the challenges of everyday life. Our pledge reached 20 million people with 330 million impressions, and it continues to influence. So now to phase 2. How do working women feel? Can we have it all, or only some of it some of the time? We're right in the middle of our new female lead research to this vitally important age group, 25 to 44-year-old working women, navigating busy lives and careers. We're discovering a new reality right now in the middle of COVID-19. Our research seeks to explore the factors that limit women's choices, fulfillment, and success. We're looking across 5 dimensions: self, family, career, finance, and society. We're hearing how much women think about many big decisions, for example, to have or not have children. Can you have children and not lose out on your career? Can you do that as a corporate executive? Or do you have to become an entrepreneur? But there are many other challenges to navigate too. The results, I have no doubt, will be current, original, and authentic. We'll present them in October, November this year, informing the questions that matter most to women. From these questions and those we discovered from teenage girls, we will create the Female Lead Book 2 with accompanying films. Like our previous copied table book, this will be a stunning photographic collection with in-depth interviews of 50 to 60 amazing women who've navigated and in many cases overcome these challenges. and we'll stage a high-profile launch in 2021. So to conclude, I want to say, have a wonderful day and make the most of this brilliant virtual learning experience.
Thanks, Edwina, for sharing your amazing journey with us. The Global Women Supply Chain Leaders Award 2020 aims to highlight the achievements of women in supply chain across various categories. Based on merit and the recommendations of our esteemed jury panel, which consists of top global business leaders, the award will be announced in the following categories. Starting with Supply Chain Innovation Excellence 2020, Supply Chain Transformation Excellence 2020, Supply Chain Academic Excellence 2020, Supply Chain Social Media Influencer 2020, Supply Chain Sustainability Leader 2020, and New Kid on the Block, the public vote, also known as Coup de Cœur, and last but not least, the Global Supply Chain Leader 2020. Moving from categories, we are proud to announce our jury panel. The jury panel comprises of global business leaders and leading industry association, and we thank them for taking the time and effort. They are Lebongang Letsola, founder of the African Women's Supply Chain Association, AWSCA, Hatha Sheehan, Executive Director of Awesome, Sandran Anbik, Deputy Director of Transformation at Aramet and co-founder Women at Aramet, Shamrik Jamal, SVP Global Supply Chain, EMEA at Estee Lauder, Francisco Garcia Fonaro, Group Supply Chain Director at L'Oreal, and Frederick Goma, Partner, B2G Consulting. Our first category is the Supply Chain Innovation Excellence Award 2020. And I have the pleasure and honor to announce the winner on behalf of our sponsor, Motion Supply Chain. Charles Sarkis, founder and MD of Motion Supply Chain, sends his apologies for not being able to be here to participate in the announcement. The Supply Chain Innovation Excellence Award 2020 goes to Ms. Wendy Herrick. Wendy is the VP of Digital Supply Chain at Unilever.
Hi, my name is Wendy Herrick, and I'm head of the digital supply chain at Unilever. I'm delighted to be recognized as one of the top 100 women in supply chain, together with one of my rockstar colleagues, Ampi Aswan, head of supply chain, skin cleansing and skincare. It's such a special honor to receive the Supply Chain Innovation Excellence Award. A big thank you to B2G Consulting and the Global Women Supply Chain Leaders Jury for giving me this award. So what does it mean to me? Well, driving innovation and exponential change has always been a part of my DNA, and getting recognized as a global leader for work in the space is a huge honor. Unilever's digital transformation has already created a more data-driven, agile, and consumer-centric supply chain, but there's still so much more to come. There's also so much more we can do as leaders to foster a more creative and innovative workforce through driving diversity and inclusion. I'm deeply passionate about driving inclusivity and empowering people by respecting and appreciating what makes them different in terms of age, gender, ethnicity, religion, disability, sexual orientation, education, and national origin. Diversity is being invited to the party. Inclusion is being asked to dance. Make sure you all foster that dance. Unilever achieved 50% representation of women in management positions last year, and that's ahead of our target. And supply chain delivered the biggest step change in contributing to this success. But there's still so much more we can do. My personal purpose is to inspire people to live, love, laugh, and leave a legacy. So let's be the supply chain leaders who leave a legacy for generations to come. Thank you again.
Congratulations, Wendy Herrick. Our next category is the Supply Chain Transformation Excellence Award 2020.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm delighted to be with you for the Global Woman Supply Chain Leader 2020. I'm going to start by briefly introducing myself. My name is Sandrine Anbik. I have a 12-year-old son, Marius, and I live in Suresnes, it's just near Paris. Nothing very original, but I like reading, traveling, and fitness. Professionally, I have been working for Eramet for 11 years. It's a French company with approximately 13,000 employees who works in mining and metallurgy in around 20 countries. I've held several management positions at Eramet, and I'm currently Deputy Director of Transformation. I'm really happy and proud to be part of the Global Women Supply Chain Leader jury member. Indeed, I have been working in the industry for almost 20 years, and it's true that women are still not very visible in this sector. This is why I would like to start by commending the initiative of B2G Consulting with the organization of this award for women in supply chain. Women at their rightful place in the strategic sector where the challenges are really exciting. And it would be paradoxical if half of humanity were not represented with dignity in this sector. First of all, because diversity in a company is a key performance factor and promotes collective intelligence, which is essential in the critical period we are going through. Numerous recent studies underline that women bring their sense of value, communicate better, have a richer listening capacity, an ability to put themselves to the place of others, and know how to respect the speaking time of each individual. This makes it possible to arrive to the right solution, the right decision, and the right dynamics. That's also why in 2019, with a colleague, we founded a network for women, it's Women at Eramet, which works to promote diversity. The goals of the network are to improve gender diversity, gender balance in the company, and to recognize the place of women. But I'm sure you are impatient to know who is nominated for the Transformation Excellence Award 2020. And I'm really happy to announce that the winner is Sabine Simeon-Assaoui. So thank you very much and congratulations, Sabine.
Hello everyone, my name is Sabine Simeon-Assaoui. I'm the head of Supply Chain Europe for the Schindler Group. I'm very glad to be with you today and to receive this award from the Global Women Supply Chain Leaders, especially for transformation excellence. Transformation is always creating uncertainty and fear in organization. We did this program over 5 years, and we put the people in the center of our change management process. And we can be glad and happy about the result that we have been achieving there. In the question, where is the place of women in the current business, and especially in supply chain, I think the business is changing a lot the past 20 years, and the need for change is there. And the inclusion of diverse group and women into the business opportunity is there. Again, I would like to thank you very much. And important things in the context of COVID-19, be safe.
Congratulations to you, Sabine Simeon-Assaoui. The next category is the Supply Chain Academic Excellence Award 2020.
Okay. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. My name is Chedomir Nestorovic, and I'm a professor at the ESSEC Business School Asia Pacific in Singapore, and I'm teaching geopolitics. I'm also in charge of the program, which is the Executive MBA ESSEC and Mannheim Asia Pacific track. And I'm very happy to participate to this meeting, and especially to be present for the award that we are giving for the Global Women in Supply Chain and for 2020. And there is one reason why we participate to this. It is because the ESSEC Business School is very much in favor of the social inclusion and the diversity. We just launched this year one very important project which is called Together, and Together is intended to give all our students an awareness and also to be trained about all the issues which are pertaining to business, such as sustainability, such as environment, but also social and societal inclusion. So we are very happy to participate to this event that we have today, which is very important for us. On the other side, we also have a very good cooperation with the agency, in that case the company, which is B2G. And this company, we have two individuals, Frédéric Gomer and Jay Costas. It is not the first time that we cooperate with them. We already had cooperation concerning retail and concerning supply chain, and we are very happy to cooperate with them also concerning this event. Now, for the women in supply chain, I remember when we started to teach supply chain, it was about 20 years ago, not even called supply chain. It was called logistics, it was called operations management, and it was rather, I would say, masculine, if not a machist field of study concerning business schools and concerning business in general. So when in the executive MBA we invited representatives from a very big mining company, which is called Rio Tinto, in order to present the supply chain, they decided to send a female executive, and for some of my participants they were a little bit surprised. But today, if you are looking at the supply chain, it is not more a surprise anymore. We still have a gap, meaning that the number of male positions are much bigger than female positions in supply chain, but things are changing, and I notice this also in my courses because I have more and more female students who are interested in supply chain. I didn't see this several years ago, but now we have more and more of them, and it is very good, not only for the supply chain but also for the company in general. So I see one reason maybe why female students and women are interested in supply chain. It is pertaining to the digitization of the industry. And this digitization is giving opportunity to a much a broader pool of talents that we can bring to supply chain, and not only to the people who are coming from, let's say, engineering background or logistics background. Now we can have people who are coming from big data, they're coming from digital transformation of the company. So this diversity of the pool is also giving very good perspectives concerning the supply chain industry, because now they can tap talents not only in one field and not only in, as it was the case in the past, in one gender, but now it is much more inclusive. I am very happy to participate to this event, and especially to announce who is the winner of the Academic Excellence Award 2020. So we don't have the jingle or 1, 2, 3 or something like that. So I will announce the name immediately. So the winner for this year is Dr. Alexei Bateman from MIT Sustainable Supply Chain. So this is the laboratory which has been set up at MIT several years ago. And it is a wonderful lab because they are pertaining also to public and to private entities. So we are happy to give this award to Dr. Alexei Bateman. Congratulations, and hope to see you in presence rather than during a virtual affair like this one. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Alexis Bateman, and I'm a research scientist at the MIT Center for Transportation and Logistics, and I'm also the director of MIT Sustainable Supply Chains. I'm really honored to be here today and even be associated with these amazing women in supply chain that I look up to, I learn from, and even have the good fortune of working with, such as another honoree today, Dr. Eva Ponce, my colleague, who is a passionate leader in supply chain research and education. I am truly humbled to win this award in academic excellence as a global woman supply chain leader, and I really thank you so much for this recognition. But I really have to accept this award on behalf of the amazing team I get to work with at the MIT Center for Transportation and Logistics. In particular, the MicroMasters program in supply chain which is providing global educational opportunities, as well as my team at the Sustainable Supply Chains, which is really pushing the boundaries on enabling supply chain sustainability. I think we all know that supply chain is not a lone job. Everything we do is collaborative, and being on a good team that is inclusive is critical to success. Winning this award means a lot to me because it means the role that we play at MIT CTL as engaged scholarship with providing accessible educational opportunities, as well as working closely with industry, is valued. And especially that supply chain sustainability is coming clearer into focus, which is critical now more than ever. I'm also appreciative of B2G for having this event to celebrate women leaders in supply chain, to encourage more women to enter supply chain and value the work that's being done, as well as other groups such as Awesome that are enabling more inclusion of women in the profession. Definitely over the last years, I've seen more women at the table for supply chain, or Zoom, as many of us sit on all day these days, which is a great change, and I'm so inspired to see it, but I think there's still more that can be done, and more for companies to ensure more equitable workforce that includes more women, more underrepresented groups, and that there's an opportunity both within the workforce, within suppliers, and different decisions that we can make as we go along. Some companies are doing it really well. Some have a long road ahead of them, but it's great to see the change has begun. So I just want to thank you so much. It's a true honor to win this award. And I just want to say, let's keep driving supply chains forward together. Thank you so much.
Congratulations to you, Alexis Bateman. And the next category is the Supply Chain Social Media Influencer Award 2020.
Hello everyone, my name is Lebele Tualo. I am the supply chain coach and I am the founder of African Women in Supply Chain Association. So today I am a jury for this award, and I'm very excited to be part of the platform today that recognizes and uplifts women. Previously, I have been selected as one of the 100 global influential women in supply chain, and I'm very excited that B2G has taken a step forward in ensuring that we make this award very public. We make sure that we recognize the women that are making a difference out there, and not just within the places where they are operating in, but globally. For me, the awards, colleagues, is that we are reflecting that women are just as important in the supply chain. It's a reflection that inclusivity is very critical. It's a reflection that we need to start including women in male-dominated environments. If you think about the traditional recognized careers and environments in business like logistics, where it has always been male-dominated, we are seeing that there's more women out there that are making a difference. But I want to also flag the most important thing for us as women is that the nominations, the awards, the recognition of us as women in the supply chain is really saying to us that let's take a step forward in all that we are doing. Can we be the voice of supply chain? Can we make a difference? Can we be seen? Can we be seen in all these environments where we're making a difference? And let's further bring forward the networks that exist with the women that you see in all these platforms. So I'm very excited. My role is to really announce the global supply chain social media influencer for 2020. We have 3 beautiful women that has been nominated for this category. And this award really recognizes women that are changing the landscape of supply chain, women that are advocates, women that are really making sure that they bring excellence through their voices and the work that they are doing. So they are the women that are sharing insights on various platforms. You have seen them, we have heard them as well, and we love all the content that they are sharing. So it has been the most difficult process selecting who the winner is for this category. But let me show you and just tell you the quality of these capable women, and the women that are really making a difference out there, advocating around supply chain matters. I have to really announce who the winner is for the Supply Chain Social Media Influencer of the year 2020, and it is Ms. Lara Cesare from Supply Chain Insights. Lara, congratulations on winning this category of the award. We see you, we hear you, we recognize the work that you are doing as well in the industry. Please continue being the advocate in supply chain. And I really would love to congratulate other women, both Sarah and Sherry. You're doing awesome work. Please continue planting the seed. Ensure that you still make a difference in the supply chain. We vouch for you, and congratulations again to all the nominees and the winner.
Hi, this is Laura Cesare. I want to thank you for the honor of being the Social Media Influencer Award winner. I sit at this desk every week and write for LinkedIn and Forbes, and it gives me great honor to accept this award and to continue to write hard-hitting content about supply chain to help supply chain leaders everywhere. Thank you.
Congratulations to you, Laura Cheche. And we move on to the next category, which is the Supply Chain Sustainability Leader Award 2020.
Hello everyone, my name is Francisco Garcia, and it's really a pleasure and an honor to be the one that announced the winner of Sustainability Excellence Award 2020. Let me introduce myself. I am the Global Supply Chain Director for L'Oréal Group, Spanish, currently 27 years working in supply chain in different countries in Europe and in Latin America, and in almost all of the roles of supply chain: demand planning, supply planning, customer care, physical distribution, transport, and most recently in retail and e-commerce. That's why, as you are, I am a passionate of supply chain, and now with this challenging context, even more, because more than ever, supply chain is a strategic asset in our business. As part of this passion, L'Oréal with B2G Consulting works together in different programs of supply chain transformation, and we share some commitments and this interest in order to really see what are the evolution of the supply chain and the future. And both companies share the conviction of the relevance and importance of having the current balance between men and women in the supply chain at all levels. So that's why when they invited me for coming on board of this juror to the Global Women Supply Chain Leaders Awards 2020, I accepted immediately and with enthusiasm. So this event means for me the opportunity to highlight and call attention to the contribution in different areas of the supply chain by extraordinary professionals who are contributing and leading the transformation of the supply chain in all of its areas and building the supply chain of the future. But the decision of the jury has not been an easy process, rather the complete opposite. I sincerely believe that all of the candidacies are excellent and that there is not a single one that detracts from the award. But we have had to analyze and happily to come to a decision. I have to say that the industry in general and the cosmetics industry in particular, the supply chain sector has undergone a great evolution in recent years. When I started 27 years ago in marketing, women were mostly present at all levels, while the supply chain was not exactly the same, and it was mostly the domain of men. Nowadays, this has changed. And just to give you an example, at L'Oréal, it's a woman who runs operations, supply chain, and industry. Barbara Lavernos is our vice president of operations in charge of manufacturing, development, packaging, sourcing, and of course, supply chain. This is the product of a great transformation that has led to a necessary modernization of logistics. And I am convinced that it's the trend that is going to continue and accelerate. Supply chain is no longer just managing warehouses and transporting pallets. Now supply chain is intelligence artificial, now is digitalization, is sustainability, it's really a new world. And it's a world that will continue to evolve and will continue to evolve drastically. And for this, we need more and more women leading this area. I'm precisely leading a strategic area in supply chain, sustainability. I have the honor to announce the winner of the Sustainability Excellence Award. And the winner for her enormous contribution in this area is Magali Anderson. Magali, congratulations on this award and fully deserved recognition. Bravo, Magali.
I'm delighted to receive this trophy today from the global women supply chain leaders, particularly on the sustainability topics. I've got many passions in life, and I've got to say in the work environment, sustainability, supply chain, and women in the industry are all up there. This trophy put it all together, and that's fantastic. I've been working in heavy industries for the last 30 years, and I've seen how things have evolved on the gender diversity side, but also on the sustainability side. It's been fantastic to see that, and those trophies help us, keeping us motivated to make the changes happen. So, ladies, it is a tough journey, it will be difficult, but it's all worth it.
Congratulations to you, Magali Anderson. Moving on, the next category is the public vote Côte de Cœur.
Hello everybody, and welcome to this award ceremony. Well, I guess in a very interesting format now with COVID-19. I'm here to present to you virtually the award and the winner of the People's Choice Award, which the French, as you can see, I've kind of positioned myself correctly here next to Tour de Fel. The French call it the Coup de Cœur Award. So I will be sharing the name of the winner, which is one of the greatest female leaders in the field of supply chain. Before that, a few words about myself. My name is Radu Palamario. I'm the managing director of Elcott Global, which is an executive search as well as a supply chain ecosystem builder across Asia Pacific and globally. It's been our great pleasure to be a community partner for the Global Women Supply Chain Leaders conference and event. It's a great celebration, and we are extremely proud that this, this type of summit exists, because it comes and it puts at the forefront all the great female leaders that are in supply chain, their stories, and it inspires hopefully many others to come on the path to becoming very successful executives in the future. Because we all need role models, and I think you've seen a lot of good stories shared. We've seen a lot of inspiring success journeys that have been imparted. So it has been our pleasure to play a little part and support the event, and great job to the B2G team, to Frederick and Jay and all the rest of the team members that have put this together. Now, that being said, I want to also make a point that us, from where we sit as headhunters and executive search, we've seen a positive signs, I think, in the last years, and I want to mention that, and it's because of events such as this, but also because of much more awareness from all of us that the numbers and then the overall trend is for more and more women to come and to accede to executive positions within companies, within supply chain. It's on the rise. We still have a way to go, but with more role models, we're going to see more women stepping up and getting to those leadership positions, which is great. And without further ado, let me come to the purpose of this celebration, which is to announce the winner of the People's Choice Award. It's somebody that has inspired and is inspiring a lot of women worldwide to do more, to want more, to put themselves more out there in the realm of supply chain. Is somebody that is affectionately called a supply chain queen. So without further ado, let me announce that the winner is, as you might have guessed by now, Sherry Heinisch, the supply chain queen, which is a great, also a great friend of mine, a person that puts a lot of great content, very authentic, stands for, for many good ideas across supply chain, sustainability being one of them that are badly needed. She's also a person that is not afraid to tackle some of the hard discussions that need to be had for the industry to go further. And I'm very pleased to announce, even if I don't have the award in my hand, but virtually, that the People's Choice Awards goes to Sherry. Congratulations, Sherry. Keep inspiring people, keep being yourself, and keep being that beacon that basically shares and inspires other women to achieve more in supply chain. Thank you.
Hi everyone, Sherry Heinisch, and I believe that there is beauty and magic in diversity, and all of the things that make us different are really a huge strength that we need to leverage in the future of supply chain and leadership. And it brings me great joy and also a ton of humility, and just I'm so touched that you have selected me, voted me to be the People's Choice Global Woman Supply Chain Leader 2020. Thank you so much, B2G Consulting. Thank you everyone who voted, and I accept this very fancy award on behalf of every rebel, every person who has felt underrepresented, misrepresented, everyone who challenges the status quo, and every bold woman in supply chain. This is our award. All the best, everyone. Thank you.
Congratulations to you, Sherry Heinisch. The next award that everyone has been waiting for is the Global Supply Chain Leaders Award 2020.
Hello, I'm Heather Sheehan, Executive Director of AWESOME, coming to you from Virginia in the US. AWESOME stands for Achieving Women's Excellence in Supply Chain Operations, Management, and Education. We're a nonprofit organization of more than 1,500 senior-level women in supply chain, and our mission is to advance more women into supply chain leadership roles. I am so pleased to be part of the selection committee for the Global Women Supply Chain Leaders Award. It's the most globally inclusive leadership award for supply chain. The quality of the nominees was stellar, and the selection was difficult. You will be so impressed by the women in each award category. Women in supply chain leadership is not new. I spent 30 years in supply chain at Fortune 500 companies. What's different is that supply chain is playing a bigger role in C-suite conversations. There's recognition that regardless of gender, supply chain professionals have a unique vantage point that makes us especially qualified for company-wide leadership. Supply chain touches every aspect of a company's business, and it links functional areas and operations together. Experienced supply chain leaders know how everything works together because we see the whole system, not just one functional perspective. As more women enter the supply chain profession, advocate for themselves, move up in the field, they're becoming visible as highly qualified candidates for corporate leadership positions. I have the pleasure of telling you about one of those highly accomplished corporate leaders. I am very pleased to announce the Global Supply Chain Leader Award for 2020. winner of this award is Sandra McQuillan, EVP and Chief Supply Chain Officer of Mondelez International. Sandra leads Mondelez's global supply chain, driving outstanding performance in cost, cash flow, customer service, quality, safety, and sustainability. She has also held leadership positions with Kimberly-Clark and Mars. And in recognition of her work in encouraging students, particularly women, into engineering, she was appointed a Fellow of the Royal Society of the Arts. Sandra, thank you for your outstanding achievements as a global supply chain. You are an awesome example and an inspiration. Congratulations on being this year's Global Supply Chain Leader.
Hello everyone, I'm Sandra McQuillan and I'm the EVP and Chief Supply Chain Officer for Mondelez. Thank you so very much for this award. I am both humbled and deeply honoured to be the recipient of the first ever Women in Supply Chain Global Leader Award. And typically, as a woman, I remain surprised and a little shocked that it's me. So clearly our self-development journeys, they never end. Like you all, I love our diverse, challenging, quirky, never a dull moment, impactful world of supply chain. And I know the power it can bring when it's run well. A supply chain run well for me means with and by a leader and leadership teams who focus on consumers and are comfortable with their own vulnerability and can be authentically themselves and the best selves that they can be. And so by doing so, bring the brilliance of supply chain to the forefront of delivery for a business through both the intellectual and the equally important these days emotional capabilities that great leaders have. I aspire to a personal legacy to inspire and create the space for everyone to be their best version of themselves every day. If I can do this through our excellent function of supply chain, working in a wonderful company called Mondelez with an amazing and diverse team who share the same values and beliefs and vision of focusing and connecting closely with the consumer in order for us to do it right from shelf to field, it becomes a truly powerful combination and also a great platform for success for us to show what supply chain can bring. As a woman, if I can empower more women's voices to be heard and also ensure that I leave the door really wide open and the path towards and through it fun, exciting, supported and impactful, then I start to believe I'm beginning to do all that I should do as a leader in supply chain and a woman in supply chain. I also believe that as women we need to own finding our own voices, and by doing so embrace our huge potential rather than sometimes feel that we have to play small to fit in. So here's to taking the risk and unleashing our wonderful potential for ourselves and all those we interact with. Thank you so much again, truly humbled and deeply touched by this incredibly special recognition.
Congratulations to you, Sandra McQuillan. Thank you everyone for celebrating the Global Women Supply Chain Leaders Award 2020 with us. It's been a fabulous ride. And now I invite Frederick Gomer to close this ceremony. Thank you and be safe.
Congratulations to all our winners again for the Global Women Supply Chain Leaders Awards 2020. We have reached the end of our ceremony, so I hope that you enjoyed the 3 days of very insightful content and the grand finale. So I would like to make a wish, which is to organize next year, not the Global Women Supply Chain Leaders Award, but just the Global Supply Chain Leaders Award, men and women. As a final word, I would like to thank my team a lot at B2G, Shikar, Jay, Vero, Rishi and Arshita for their hard work to put this event together, and also our sponsors, ESSEC Business School, iCognitive, Blue Yonder, Bicara Supply Chain and Motion Supply Chain. And also our 15 partners, media partners, professional associations and community partners. Stay safe and see you soon.